everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. It's still Monday. It's early Monday afternoon, and the King and Camilla have landed in Canada. That's right. Not too long ago, they landed at the Ottawa International Airport. For the capital city and an international airport, I tell you, the Ottawa airport is tiny. But they were met with a huge receiving party, all the usual suspects. The Governor General, Mary Simon, who is the King's representative, the Sovereign's representative in Canada. She signs the bills and all of that kind of stuff, the day-to-day, the paperwork. So she's there. Prime Minister Carney, I hate saying Prime Minister, and his wife, and other delegates, of course, and he is being greeted, the King and Camilla are being greeted by the Royal Canadian Dragoons. It is Canada's most prestigious army regiment, of which the King is commander-in-chief. So all the bells and whistles and hoo-ha going on for their arrival. They're only going to be here like 24 hours, a very short visit, even shorter than I expected. Today, they've got a packed itinerary. They're heading to Lansdowne Park in Ottawa. They're not going to be leaving the Ottawa perimeter, the city at all. But in the meantime, they're going to be meeting with some people. They're going to be attending a farmer's market. And they're going to be taking in a street hockey exhibition this afternoon. And of course, tonight there's going to be the state dinners and all of that kind of hoo-ha that they put on. And of course, the main reason for his visit, and we'll look at that again tomorrow morning, is going to be the opening of our parliament, which has been prorogued for almost 9 bloody months. And even after the King opens it, it's only going to be open for like 20 days, and then they go on summer recess. Our government's in trouble. Notwithstanding, back to the King. He will be delivering the throne speech, with Camilla at his side, stating the government's intention. And it's for Sovereign, for Canadians. They're really hyping this up right now for a variety of reasons, but it's an important thing. It's one of the most important things that the Sovereign can do when they come to Canada, opening Parliament. So it's a big deal. The last time Queen Elizabeth opened the Canadian Parliament twice. She opened it once in, I think, 1956 or 1957. Very early on in her, could have been early 60s, but quite early on in her reign. And the last time was 1977. It's been that long since a sovereign has opened Parliament in Canada. So it's kind of a big deal. So we're going to be seeing that tomorrow. And just for those of you who like the look of things and look at these kind of things, look at, when they arrive, there's a lot of symbolism, of course. The Royal Canadian Dragoons. What you don't see in the picture, but you hear if you've got the audio on. I suggest if you want to see this live, go to CBC, which is our main broadcaster, or CTV, and you'll be able to catch the whole thing live on YouTube. You hear drumming in the background. Of course, we have a very big contingent of Native people, First Nations people. So they're and of course Mary Simon, our Governor General, is First Nations, so Aboriginal. So they're represented in the greeting party as well. One thing, if you look at Camilla, light pink dress, what she's wearing, the brooch she's wearing is the maple leaf brooch. Now, I believe that was given to, I believe, Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. It was either her or Queen Mary by their spouse. It's one of the, as far as Canadians are concerned, in seeing it, one of the most important pieces of jewelry in the collection as far as it relates to Canada. So that's something there for those of you who like to look at those kind of things. If you watch the whole video, a nod to King Charles's environmental projects. The BMW that they drove away in is actually an electric vehicle. There's all these little tiny nuances that you see with every royal visit that they try to make a point or accent certain little things to create more relevance in the visit. The royal family, they're very good at this kind of thing. They're the original virtue signalers. But anyway, so yeah, that's it. Just a quick in and out for me today. They are on Canadian soil. They'll be having a good afternoon at the farmer's market and street hockey, dinner tonight, opening Parliament in the morning, and then by tomorrow, early tomorrow evening, they're said to be leaving and flying back to Britain, presumably overnight. I think it's like a 6 or 7 hour flight. So, yeah, that's the plan, man. They're in and out quick. And of course, the main reason for this, as I've said before, it's all about the optics. We've got a new prime minister who, think 2020 election, that's all I gotta say. The guy just wiggled himself into position like a worm. He's not well respected among British people. In fact, they call him Carnage Carney due to his tenure at the Bank of England, which came after he was Bank of Canada as well, director of that. And now he's wangled his way into the top shop. And not good news for us here in Canada, but he and the king are acquaintances anyway. They're both World Economic Forum guys. You gotta think they're on the same track. So you could take this visit two ways. The king is kind of, when he's invited by the premier, he's obligated to go. And we've had this whole Trump derangement syndrome. Oh, elbows up, and we hate Trump. Carney ran an election on hating Trump. People's minds are just rotting. There's no critical thought left. Honest to God. Probably they figure about 3/4 of the population took the you-know-what over COVID, right? I didn't, by the way. I've never had any. Beside the point. I think people's brains are turning to mush. I honestly do. Honest to God. People were so stupid and they were fooled by this man, and we're in just a heck of a spot now. But that's beside the point, because everything's rosy and wonderful because the king is here, right? You should hear the stuff they're on the news, like the way they're playing this up, and Carney wants to make a point. He's like standing up to Trump being tough. When all this shook up, he said, oh, Trump's gonna, put tariffs. Well, I'm gonna counter tariff, you betcha. We'll come to find out, like, this is what he ran an election on. I'm going to be a tough guy standing up to Trump, right? Well, then, here not too long ago, he had that meeting. He went down to Washington to meet with Trump and was just eaten up by Trump. Hilarious. And then we find out that all this tough talk that got him through an election, oh, he's going to stand up to Trump, he's going to counter tariff, his option to counter tariff, he dropped that in April and didn't tell anyone. He ran on, so I mean, he didn't fool me. He didn't fool all of us that know what's going on, but he fooled a lot of the liberal dingbats. Just shocking, I tell ya. So now he's playing up to, this is another, Trump has been, teasing Canada. Oh, you'll be the 51st state. Now, there is something to that. If you look at the whole agenda thing and how they want to consolidate power, and we're not going to go the conspiracy route right now. I have some thoughts. But just look at Carney's intention. His intention to bring the king over is to, and using the state propaganda media, CBC and CTV, to show the people that the king and we're sovereign and Canada's its own country, and it's just optics, folks. That's why he's only here for 24 hours, because the Canadian government has to invite him, and then they have to foot the bill for the whole thing. And so there's no big hoo-ha. He's not even leaving the city. It's all about optics. It really doesn't mean a lot. It's an optical illusion. It's part of the movie that they're playing, that we're all supposed to watch. That's what's going on today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe. Check that you are still subscribed. Hit that notification button. I've had a few subscribers dropping off. That happens across the board on YouTube on a regular basis. So always check your status and ding that bell. And we will see you in the next one. Leave me a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now.